And another thing is, I don't know. Some people just think this education is like a really bad thing, man.
I don't believe that anybody think that. I just don't believe that anybody thinks
education. On YouTube, people saying they don't need college. They be saying like
but that's also true in a certain extent. But you definitely. A matter of fact, there's some of the things that we're saying. So you need skills. Yeah. You need something. Now, if college ain't that for you, you do need something. Like we've always said a trade, a skill, or something to market to increase your value and things like that as well. I don't think anybody's anti-knowledge. Maybe they're about the way that it goes about it. Because I'm anti how much it actually costs and the whole student loan process. I'm against it.
Okay, so here's the thing though. When you go to school, we both know this, right? When you go to school, you have Pell Grant, subsidized, unsubsidized. Do you have to take subsidized, unsubsidized loans?
Guess what? You probably don't. You could probably work.
Yes or no? Do you have to?
No.
Pell Grant, do you have to pay back?
I never got the Pell Grant myself.
No, you don't have to pay back Pell Grant.
Why did I never get the Pell Grant?
Because you don't have to do the paperwork problem.
I'm pretty.
That's an off-camera conversation.
No, but I did. I never qualified for it.
I did.
I didn't. I'm just saying I didn't.
I did. And I'm telling you, you have to pay Pell Grant back.
Yeah, I mean, it's a grant.
I know people, I've done it. People, they'll say, I got the Pell Grant, and the Pell Grant pay for everything, but I still got this unsubsidized. It's like an extra $5,000.
I mean, that just don't make sense.
But I don't cry about the debt because I signed the paperwork and said I'll take that.
Okay, but what and I completely understand what you're saying, or when you signed up for something, but there's no other option if you want an education.
Why is there no other option? You can't work and go to school as an adult.
When it comes to financing for school,
and see, this is what we're trying to communicate to them right now.
Yeah,
go ahead.
Of course, no. Yeah. Of course, of course you can pay for school dollar for dollar. I know a lot of people who do it. You know what I mean. But when it's presenting to a child, and that's what that's another thing that we're talking about. We're not talking about somebody who's.
We're talking about a child in middle age, 18 to 24, 25.
But anyway, so you went in there, and the way that it's set up, the way other loans, especially. I'm not going to say it's like a 100% scam, but when you're looking at it, looking at the way other loans are presented to people, just regular loans, a small business loan, any other type of loan is regulated completely different from the student loan debt.
Guess what though? You can make $40,000 and you can go apply for a house. They may give you approve you more than what you need.
Of course.
It's your choice to say, I don't need all of it. I just need this.
Okay, but look at the rules and the fine print of a home loan, of a small business loan, of every other type of loan except for a student loan and financial aid situation. You can pass that debt on forever. You know what I mean?
So
there's
the other part of your argument, what we just talked about earlier, realistic expectations, unrealistic expectations. So I go to college. I get a degree in something that's a concept and not a skill.
Oh, yeah.
But I spent all this money on it.
Yeah.
When I could have done the research, that's what we're trying to communicate right here, right now.
Oh, 100%. Yes, sir.
Don't go to college for.
Yeah, now, first of all, I'm with you all the way.
You go to college to learn how to weave baskets for Scandinavian Indians. You going how to weave.
Because that was what I was interested in. That's my passion.
But you got all these student loans in it, but then you go for a job. Let's see here. Let's see what you got a degree in. Woo, Scandinavian basket weaving. Oh, I don't know if we can, that don't translate to anything. I mean, you're filling out for this job in management, but you got a degree in Scandinavian basket weaving. You know what I'm saying? You have to do the research on the degree plan that you pick. You have to do the research on the degree plan that you pick. You have the choice of the loan that you take out. You do not have to take out all those loans.
We're not even talking
you don't have to do. Do you have to take out those loans?
No, we're talking about the mechanics of the loan. Is actually what I.
But here's the thing, though. If you go into a field,
and you're saying, hey, if you make the money, if you pick the best field, you'll make the money, and you'll be able to pay that loan back, no problem.
But you still have to be smart. It's like, why do you have to take all of it? You don't have to take all of it.
If you take the lowest amount, you know what I mean? Really who cares? If you take the loan.
Because you're investing in your future, though.
Yeah. And you have, and you
because you get a car note, you can get a car note, and then the car die, and you still have to pay the debt on the car note.
And like I say, no doubt. That's another thing too. They have protections for that. You can get gap insurance. There's so many other ways.
But they'll screw you up on that. Not if the motor break, that gap insurance when you have a wreck. We talking about if you buy.
But at least there are some steps that you can take to protect your loans. Even with more homeowners loan, there's mortgage insurance and mortgage protection. Man, your student loan debt is what it is.
Do you know how
the amount? It is 100%.
You know, you just said, you know how the steps to take to protect your loan. To protect your loan, go into a field that makes sense. Go into a field that makes sense. If you live in Arkansas, you need to be researching about the landscape. What fields make sense on living in Arkansas?
Yeah.
If you live in Washington D.C., you need to be researching like what degree.
So you said my insurance is picking a good degree and things like that, right?
You said what?
You said my insurance to make sure.
What?
No, you said my insurance to ensure that this loan doesn't become a problem and I can pay it back without a hitch. Is researching and picking a good degree, right?
Yes.
So I can make the money to pay that loan back.
Yes.
You don't get insurance for you don't get things. You don't worry about a rainy day when the sun's shining. So you saying if everything going according to plan or is delayed slightly, I'll be able to pay back my loan.
What I'm saying is,
we're saying when the thing you have insurance for when things go wrong. 100% wrong.
What I'm saying is, if you sit down, you make a plan, have realistic expectations, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P.
Yeah.
If you make a plan and say, okay, I want to go to UALR, right?
Mm-hmm.
I need to look at their degree plans. Look at these degree plans. They got all these degree plans. Oh, they got all kind of stuff. What in Arkansas that I can garner an income that's sustainable? That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, I mean, and I think that's
there's a lot of things to factor into that. You have to think. It's critical thinking. But I had to go through this. I'm going back to school right now. And when I went back to school, I said, what is something that I can take that gives me a skill to work on my own, and I could work for a company and make money to generate income as well. That's why I chose web development. That's why I chose web development field. You can work anywhere. You can work from home, but the company could be in Wachovia, Washington somewhere.
Yeah.
I had to sit down and think about that. It's just like talking to my wife about a master's program. What master's degree can I take or I could go into that makes sense? Number one, that fits me, my personality, number one. And in the work world, it makes sense that I can leverage that degree to market myself and sell myself. Number one, like I said, it's not just a degree. You still have to sell yourself.
Oh, yeah.
We're going to talk about that one day, too. It's stuff that the book don't tell you. It's stuff you can learn all that book stuff, but it's stuff that it don't tell you about the real world, about the reality. Like with communication. You can take all the communication classes and stuff and all that, but it's still stuff, a nuance about dealing with another person that the book just don't tell you.
That's another basic thing that's it's another language. It's translating this into this because we think education or whatever my degree field equals job. Okay, no, this is just education it translates to a completely different job. And, that probably needs to be
can you think of a degree that's in the master's program, a master's degree that you can take that it's going to be guaranteed that it could bring you something, it could get you somewhere great?